Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is Menu Trinidad, and welcome back to Nicole, where you join me at the end of a Monday spent doing a little bit of studying and so forth. But unfortunately, it seems like something's gone wrong in the world of Nicole. Let's find out what it is. I can't believe I let this happen. How scatterbrained can I get? It's going to be night time soon. Instead of being all snug in my dorm, I'm out and about in the life sciences department. I need to go back to Professor Garver's lab. Ooh, why? I can't find my textbook for his class. The last time I remember having it was when I was over there asking questions again. I think I might have accidentally left it. I'm hoping I did. I paid good money for that textbook, and with that price tag, I ain't buying another one. So I say, but I better buy another book if it came down to it. What can I say? I'm just that dedicated to the path of a good student. I'm just glad that I noticed my book was missing before all the buildings were locked down. I think I have an hour or so until then, so I better get in and get out ASAP. I make it into the lab building and head upstairs, taking the stairs two at a time since I'm way too anxious to stand still in an elevator. I don't see many people around, which isn't surprising. It's getting late, and I'm sure people have better things to do than linger around in the lab building. I'm not complaining. Less people around, the less witnesses, and I'd die of embarrassment if anyone saw me running around the building like this. This makes me realise my mistake a million steps out of the dorm room too late. No, what if his lab's locked? Crap, I didn't think of that. If there's no one around and the door's locked, I just wasted all my time. Oh man, what am I going to do? How would I be able to get in? I don't know, do you by any chance know a hunky boy who's a lab assistant who might have a key? I'll bother thinking about that if it comes to it. Right now, I have to hope for the best. I can see the professor's lab coming up ahead anyway. It's really quiet on this floor, a weird kind of quiet, where you can't even hear any white noise. It might be because barely anyone's here right now. I almost want to tiptoe just so my footsteps don't disturb the calm. But that's kind of stupid. Who's around for me to disturb anyway? I take a breath once I reach the lab door. Do or die time. Well, it's really more do or cry time, because I know I'm going to be crying if I can't get into this lab. Could go and get it tomorrow morning, Nicole. I grab hold of the handle, turn it, and... whoa, it turned. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, drama. I look at the handle, unable to believe it. If it's turning, I turn the handle all the way, then push on the door, and it opens obediently for me. I love the drama in this game. Yes, it's open. Time to get my book. Now, it's kind of weird the door's unlocked. I mean, this is a lab. You don't just want anyone coming in and messing things up, right? And of all the people in this university you'd want to just be allowed unsupervised in the lab, I think Nicole would be among the last. I really don't get science people sometimes. It's a little dark in the lab, but it's bright enough that I can see where I'm going. I think I was in the back talking to Professor Garver as usual when I took my book out. I should start there. I get excited when I think about how close I am to be home free. So excited, in fact, that I think those noises I hear are the sound of my beating heart until I listen more carefully. Uh-oh. Am I about to get locked in the lab from outside? I hum in slight panic as I realise those noises are coming from the back room. Wait. Is someone in here? I try to take a calming breath. Come on, Nicole. Has to be one of the interns who work in the lab. Like, who else could it be? Well, it could be hunky boyfriend number one. A thief? That paranoid voice in my brain starts saying. A troublemaker, she continues. Okay, shut up, paranoid voice. It can't be any of that. Like, gosh, how good is our security team here anyway? Well, multiple girls have been kidnapped, so not that great, Nicole. I don't remember in time before the door suddenly opens. Panicking, I duck down and crawl to the far side of the lab station. My back presses flat against it, and I try my hardest to keep my breath quiet as I hear footsteps. Nervously, I lean over to try and peek at who was in there. Please be someone I know. Please don't be a hooligan. My prayers are answered as I see that familiar dark brown head of hair. Oh, thank God it's just Jeff. Oh, the drama of that scene. Oh, the drama here. I think it's Jeff. I'm just about to reveal myself when I notice that something is really off about him. It's his face. Like, no, it's not scarred or disfigured. And he is smiling. But it's just a really weird kind of smile. The sort of smile a man might get if he'd just finished dissolving a woman in acid. It's a very self-satisfied smile. The kind you get after setting up a best practical joke ever and the person completely falls for it. He's walking different too, like a king in his domain. There's a kind of swagger to his step, like he knows he owns the area and anyone around should know it too. Man, this is completely surreal. Is he okay? Foo, this is perfect. My breath hitches as I hear him speak. That cannot be his voice. I mean, I've heard Jeff speak plenty of times before. He's never spoken like that. Holding a hand over my mouth, I continue watching as he situates himself at a lab station. Hold on a second. Is that my book he's holding? It totally is. And he's just flipping through it like he owns it. Well, it's a textbook, Nicole. He probably thinks it's his, for goodness sake. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Yes, I'm going to give him an evil voice for the moment. As the game clearly saying, I'm going to give him an evil voice for the minute. With a furrowed brow, Jeff sighs and claps the book shut. He releases it from his hands, letting it fall to the lab station with a loud thump. I forgot how utterly useless information from an introductory course on biology was. Of course I wouldn't learn anything new from it. He scoffs and eyes my book with a look of disdain. Honestly, I should burn this thing for having brought my hopes up. I wonder what condition the pages would burn the best. Perhaps I could also form a coloured fire from the procedure. He wants to do what to my book? I move without thinking, and my shoe produces a shrill screech as it rubs against the lab floor. Uh-oh, unless Jeff is deaf, he's going to notice that. ... Is someone there? Yeah, I'm just like, he's gone back to nice mode. He's back in nice mode now. Jeff's voice sounds like the one I'm used to, but it's strained, like he's forcing it, which I think he might just be doing. The cat's out of the bag now. I stand to my feet apprehensively, keeping my eyes on Jeff the entire time. Oh, hey there, Jeff. I awkwardly gesture to my book. Seems like you found my book. Well, I'll just be on my way now. I stiffly walk over to him and hastily try to swipe my book away. However, he plants his hands on top of mine before I can pull back. Smiling, his eyes lock onto mine, but I immediately know this is not the same smile I'm used to Jeff giving me. Heh, so how long have you been in here, Nicole? Well, funny story. I pull my book towards me super fast, knocking Jeff's hand away. Hugging it to my chest with an arm, I take a few steps back before I point accusingly at him. I know how to disarm a guy, so you'd better stay back. In theory, my dad taught me a few simple things, but it's not like I ever had to practice. Jeff looks at me with unfettered amusement. I take it that you were there the entire time. I didn't mean to be. I only came here looking for my book, and then I heard you in the back room, and I panicked and hid. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. Yes, and I suppose it's only natural considering the present climate hovering over our quaint college campus. But this means you have seen things that you were not meant to, Nicole. Heard the forbidden. I take a few steps back as Jeff advances on me. He reminds me of a cat toying with his prey. That would make me the prey, wouldn't it? Well, yes, Nicole, in this analogy, that would make you the prey. I must applaud you. Few are blessed enough to say they have witnessed the true genius of Jeff Ryan. You are a lucky girl, Nicole. Yes, very lucky. What? The true Jeff Ryan? Jeff, this isn't like you at all. I'm beginning to think that someone's been huffing a few too many chemical fumes. I mean, it can't be. You're like super nice and everyone looks up to you in the lab. If that isn't who you really are, then are you saying that's all a farce? Completely, utterly, truly, without rebut. Jeff raises his hands and shrugs indifferently. You would be surprised at what years of study and practice can do to your social life. That's all human interaction is. A formula. Encounter a person, simply add 1 part smile with 2 parts warmth, with a chance of successful exchanges at least 80%. Just look at you. It worked the first time we ever met, did it not? My mind seriously cannot handle this right now. So all this time, even back then, that kind, warm, good-natured Jeff was this loony, eccentric, mad scientist wannabe all along. Oh god, I got Jeff's voice completely wrong. Well, actually, no, I got it right. But I'm going to just, now he's just going to have the mad science voice all the time. But why would you go for all this trouble to pretend to be something you're not? That doesn't make any sense. I don't recall ever owing you an explanation. I do what I do because I'd be bored otherwise. An honest answer, if you would, please. Would I be as popular as I am today if I simply acted like this, how I truly am? You have 10 seconds to answer, and please make sure your reply is a simple yes or no. Huh? That is not a yes or no. I know that. You're just confusing me right now. Yes? No? No third options? What the hell do I do with this? I hold a hand to my head. My thoughts won't stop spinning right now. No, I don't think people would like you very much if you're being a huge jerk like you are now. Jeff snaps his fingers. Correct. Sharp, Nicole. I had a feeling you were sharp. Anywho, now that you know, I'm afraid I'll have to kill you. What? I am joking, of course. I stomp my foot and yell in frustration, shaking out my nerves. Don't do that. That's not funny. Yes, your girlish dreams are of no entertainment to me, but seriously, do not speak a word of this to anyone. I work tirelessly to make sure my image is flawless. You just happen to be an unfortunate accident. Do you understand? Not a word. I don't care much that others know a genius sleeps among them. Jeff snickers under his breath as I ponder over his proposal. I honestly still can't believe the Jeff I thought I knew was basically a lie. If that's the case, why should I keep lying to everyone else too? Oh, agree not to say anything, disagree and tell everyone, yell it. I feel like this guy's the murderer. Or at least he's got a better than average chance of being. Agree not to say anything, disagree and tell everyone, yell at him. You know what? I quite like this mad scientist shtick. I think we could work with this. So I feel like the safest thing to do is to agree not to say, and unless this is him just playing with me too, just yell at him. Ooh, this is tough. I'm going to agree not to say anything because it's the safest thing to do. But before I make my decision, I have to know one thing. You must have a good reason for pretending like this, huh? I ask him as seriously as I can. I don't even think I'm trying to be coy right now. Jeff, seemingly surprised by how straightforward I'm being, elects to glance away. While I will not explain the exact reason, I will admit to having one. Okay then, that's what I thought. I sigh and try to ease down. My body's so tense that my shoulders feel like they're being stuck in place. Promise not to say anything then. Jeff blinks a few times like he can't believe it. You won't say anything? I nod. Just like that? Because I asked? I nod again. Relationship change. Hooray! I've impressed the mad mental man! Huzzah for me! Jeff bursts out into... I really hope it's evil laughter. Intriguing. Yes, very intriguing. I thought I had you completely figured out. Then you go and surprise me like this. Hey, you better not be calling me a snitch. I just think that if you're going to go for all this trouble to keep up this pretend persona of yours, you must have a good reason. It's not my place to talk about it anyway. Jeff crosses his arms sorely. Clearly I underestimated you, Nicole. What a disturbing discovery. I wink at him playfully. You'll find that I'm full of surprises, like being genuinely nice once in a while. I presume that was a dig at my person, no? You're such a genius, you figure it out. I managed to make Jeff smirk with that one. You said that you came for a lab to retrieve your lost book. He gestures at the test book in my hands. Well, there's your useless textbook in your arms. You may leave my sight now. Trust me, I can't wait to leave his sight as soon as I can. However, before I go, there is one thing that's bothering me. I'm going. But can you tell me why you were here so late in the first place? That's pretty weird. An innocent enough question. I suppose I can grace you with my answer. It is simple. I'm just the person who volunteers to make sure that everything in the lab is in its place. Doing so allows me time afterward to spend in the lab by myself. Why I do that, however, will still remain my secret. Such an idea of genius would be difficult to grasp, I'm sure. I do my best not to be creeped out and fail miserably. Okay, I'm going to leave you with whatever it is you do here. Unconcerned, Jeff waves me off and I quickly leave the lab and slam the door shut behind me. Did that just really happen? Who would have thought that Mr. Perfect was actually too perfect to really exist? One thing I know for sure, though. I think I'm going to be spending a lot less time in Professor Garver's lab now. Okay, so we actually got some increased relationship with Jeff there. Oh god, of all my potential boyfriends, one of them's an idiot who I despise. One of them's a mad scientist. One of them leads a double life pretending to be British. Ted, maybe Ted's okay. Who knows? Maybe Ted's not mad. Excellent news. And we're back. Now this isn't a sight you see every day. It's around lunchtime and I'm in the cafeteria to grab a bite to eat. I just don't expect to find Ted here too. I thought the people from the south didn't eat, you see. I'm not saying I'm some sort of cafeteria regular, But I rarely see him here. In fact, I rarely see Ted around campus in general. I figure he must be working when he's not at school. Well, this is too rare an opportunity to pass up. I tightly grip my lunch tray as I go over to join him. I don't want to stumble and wind up spilling chicken soup all over him, though that will be kinda hilarious. Ted has the table all to himself, and papers are found up in front of him. Is he doing some sort of project? Oh man, I hope I didn't forget something for criminology class. Please don't tell me that's for criminology. Ted doesn't even look up as I stop by his table side. No, personal thing. If you're going to join me, sit on the other side. I don't want you messing up the files. At least he didn't respond with "Go away, Nicole," like I was expecting. Carefully, I seat myself opposite Ted. He's resting his forehead into a propped-up palm, and the corner lip is bit between his teeth. Whatever he's doing, he's sure thinking hard about it. You don't want me to ask what you're doing, huh? Nope, but you're going to ask me anyway, aren't you? I grin. It's nice that he knows me by now. If that's not for class, what is it? It looks like you're having a hard time. I try to lean over to read what's on the papers, but Ted shoots me a glare strong enough to push me back. Classified. Can't let you do that. I mean, my brain immediately wants to say, can't let you do that, Star Fox. Then just tell me what you're doing already. Fine. I'm planning out an employment strategy. Ted briefly holds up a paper, and I see the words "now hiring" at the top in big. Oh yes, job, money, need money for job. Ah, so it must be for your store, right? Bingo! Remember that guy who ran out the last time you were there? You mean the one who you let get away? Ted blushes angrily and tilts his head away. Shut up! That doesn't matter. Point is, he don't hang around the store anymore. Did he quit? He was fired. Yikes, I should have seen that coming. Poor guy. I can only imagine how hard Ted was on him. Now I have to hire someone to take his place. Right now I'm planning out what to put on the flyer and where to post them. I've already made a list of establishments that allow advertising, organised by distance, of course. Oh, I like Ted if he's like this, if he's got proper strategy set up and everything. That's pretty nice. Oh, wait, is that supposed to be in the background? Is that supposed to be me sitting opposite Ted? Wait, it could be. She's blonde and he's wearing something that looks like it's vaguely got a hood. I think Ted's wearing a hoodie. Anyway, never mind. I stare at Ted in stunned silence. All of this just to hang up flyers? I don't think you have to go that far. Wrong. I have to make sure the best possible message is spread in the best possible manner to reach the best possible people. That's why I'm guaranteed to get the best possible replacement. Ted returns to sorting through the papers he has on the table. Get it? Not really. What's the big deal? You might not get the best possible employee, but you'll probably get someone really good anyway. Ted stops what he's doing and looks up at me. His gaze is intense and without mercy. What did I do? That's settling, and settling is not something I'm going to do with the store. It's too important for me to do that. Because it's your dad's? Something like that. He waves his hand like he's trying to shoo away an annoying bug. I ain't expecting you to understand, but don't get in my way and try to talk me out of this. I gotta do the best I can. Fine, I'll shut up. I look down at my bowl of chicken soup, suddenly remembering about it, and I stir my spoon around the broth. I start eating quietly as Ted goes back to his work. Come on, Nicole, ask for the job. You want this job. You need the damn money. You're some kind of perfectionist, huh? Ted regards me with a side glance as I speak through the corner of my mouth. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Noticing my trepidation, Ted takes pity on my poor soul. And what's wrong with that? If I do the best job I can with all I can, then I can reap the rewards with no regrets. Yeah, but you're going to get grey hair before you're 30. Ted scoffs and shakes his head. Have you seen my pa? It'll be a cold day in hell when that happens. Now if you ain't going to help, then shut up. I'm trying to work here and I don't need to be laughing. I sorely spoon more of my soup into my mouth. At least he called me funny in his own way. What would you have to do for this job? Nothing too difficult. Work the register, stock the shelves, clean up, organise the back. I do the brunt of it, but I need to make sure whoever gets the job can do the rest. Oh, so it's pretty easy. Oh, Nicole, wrong thing to say. Wrong thing to say. If you're competent. Okay, then sign me up. Ted jerks like I just punched him in the shoulder and he looks up like he's trying to gauge how serious I'm being right now. Don't tell me you're volunteering. No, I'm not volunteering. I expect to be paid. What's with that face? It's only part-time, right? I can use the money. She really can. She really can. You've got $5 in the whole damn world. Ted sits back in his seat and crosses his arms stubbornly. It's not going to be as easy as asking me. What makes me think I should hire you of all people? Look at it this way. I need a job. You need someone who thinks you're kind of scary. It's win-win. You think I'm scary? Ted acts like this is some sort of honour. Don't get ahead of yourself, bucko. I only said kinda scary. I can handle working for you. Oh, really? Yes. Like, here, try me. Let's have an interview right now. Ted looks around at the noisy cafeteria background. Okay, so it's not your typical professional setting, but it's gonna have to do. He sighs, resigned, and stacks all the papers he has into a neat pile. Fine, this will be a good way to see how you are on your toes. Oh, do I actually get to do the interview and choose the answers? I actually start to feel nervous as Ted cracks his knuckles and sits up straighter in his seat. You're done with your soup. No eating during the interview. Petulantly, I take one last sip, then push my tray to the side. I think Ted might be taking this a little too seriously. Now, Miss Grave. He arches a brow as I reflexively snort. I'm not used to him addressing me so formally. I simmer down as Ted glares at me. Sorry, what were you saying? I was going to ask, do you have any prior work experience? Well, I do some odd jobs around town, but it's nothing too extensive. Other than that, I didn't do much during high school. Wait, no, I babysat my brother. Does that count? Not really, but I'll take it into consideration. Tough crowd, though I should have expected to consider this Ted. I'm going to have to do a really good job if I want to impress him. Alright, game face, Nicole. You have to show Ted that you want this. We go through the rigmarole of the usual interview. Ted asks me if I have any time constraints that would get in the way. Nope. Why I'm so interested in the job, because of the money, and if I've ever heard of the store before. You've been in it repeatedly, Nicole, and so on. I think I'm doing pretty well. Ted doesn't look like he thinks this is the dumbest idea anymore. Alright, final question. I quietly cheer under my breath. This is the home stretch. All I have to do is nail this question, and Ted will probably consider me for the job. If you had to describe yourself as a music genre, what genre would you... What the hell question is this? Okay, say what? Could you repeat the question, please? Simply put, what kind of music would you be if you were music? Ted looks at me with smug expectancy, like he just knew this question would trip me up. Fine, I'll show him. Get ready, because I'm going to hit this one out of the park. Oh, flipping heck. Country, pop, or jazz? Right. Well, surely I can't answer country, because, like, he's from the south of, like, stereotypically, like, country music, so, and I'm definitely not country music. I'd say Nicole is probably pop music, really, because she's quite modern, a little bit superficial, and quite bubbly, and so on, but jazz is probably a better answer. Because jazz is just a bit deeper and has a bit more heritage. It has a lot more heritage to it. It's a lot more staying power and so forth. Jazz has a long, kind of very noble history within music. So I'm going to say jazz. I don't know, like, yeah, that'll do. Jazz. I like to think I'd be jazz music. Ted nods and gestures for me to continue. Yes, because I don't know about blues or anything like that, but swing and ragtime are jazz, right? Those are super lively, which is pretty fitting for me. The techniques used in jazz are also impressive, just like my skills. But that's mainly for improvisation. I blink and cock my head. That's a thing in jazz? Yep, when the musician gets to pick whatever notes he wants to play and goes with it. Works well if you're skilled, but if you're only a beginner, like a newly hired employee, it's likely to be disastrous. Uh-oh, have I picked the wrong thing? So I'll take that as saying hiring you would be a real gamble. What? No, it wouldn't be anything like that. I could kick myself as I realise I've fallen into Ted's trap. I open my mouth to say more, but Ted taps the edges of the paper against the table, cutting me off. That concludes the interview. I release a pent-up breath and finally relax my back. Got a little shaky at the end there, but overall, I think that had to be good enough for Ted's standards. I hope it was at least. So do I shake your hand now? Nah, you're good. I think I've made up my mind anyhow. I lean across the table, pushing off the toes of my shoes so I've nearly reached the Ted on the other side. And Ted lowers his eyelids and stares me dead straight in the eyes. Oh, he's doing a great big Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the Apprentice style pause here. You can have the job. His eyes clench shut as I let out a victorious whoop. Gonna make some bank. Oh God, young people today. Only because it'd be a real pain and take way more time to hold more interviews. You don't seem like you're a half-bad worker. I doubt you can be any worse than the last guy. Ew, please don't compare me to him. I'm so relieved though. Now the interview is over, I can finally go back to eating. My nerves are so frayed that I feel 10 times hungrier. When do I get to start? Please, not with your mouth full. I swallow so Ted stops grimacing at me like I'm some sort of 4-year-old in a fancy restaurant. Better? Much. And you can start after I talk to my pa about it. Once that's clear, I'll get in touch with you. Well, Ted grows a little bashful. Oh, he's going to need my number for that. That means I'm going to need your number. Sure, no biggie. Give me yours while we're at it. I eye Ted, amused, as I pull my phone out of my pocket. You act like you're asking me out on a date. Shut it, I've never bothered with any of this. I wasn't sure if I was being too forward by asking. Well, here's some advice. Take a chill pill, boss. It's for work. I know, and don't call me that. Fine, Mr. Bossy. As soon as Ted's done groaning, we exchange numbers. The moment Ted's done entering mine to his phone, he returns it to his pocket and gets to his feet. Expect a call from me soon, Nicole. I'll be relaying your schedule to you once I've sorted it out. Okie dokie, you going now? Well, there's no need to plan out my fly distribution now the problem's solved. Ted offers me a stiff farewell wave. So yeah, I'm out. I lift my hand to wave back, but Ted's already marching off before I get the chance to. I'm getting a sinking feeling that working for this guy isn't going to be a walk in the park. But hey, money is money. There isn't anything I can't handle. Whatever Ted has in store, he can bring it. I'll show Mr. Perfect that I can work just as hard as he can. So we've gone to late afternoon, and it would appear that I've got myself a job. Excellent news. Alright, let's do one more. It's been a while since I started taking Voix's advice. Results? I don't have a clue. I frown and scroll down the dashboard of Roller, killing time as I wait for Darren to arrive. Developed sort of schedule. I hate the fact that in this game I have to be a regular user of Tumblr. I'm not a Tumblr user. I enjoy Twitter and Reddit. I'm not much of a Tumblr person. I frown and scroll down the dashboard of Roller, killing time as I wait for Darren to arrive. I've developed in fact, waiting for Darren to... Oh, wait. Am I just waiting in the cafeteria for Darren to approach me on a daily basis? Do I just come and sit here and wait for Darren to show up? Because that's kind of sad and needy, Nicole. Oh, dear. I get to class early, sit in the same seat for who knows how long. And when I see the target arrive, I make sure I greet him with a... Hi, Darren. I perk up as I notice him walk into the door and greet him enthusiastically. The other students in the classroom don't pay me any mind. They're used to seeing me shouting this early in the morning. Darren is pretty much used to it too. He barely flinches when he hears me call my name now. As he walks past me to take his seat, he gives me a small wave and an acknowledging nod. I'm not sure I approve of what Nicole's doing here. This kind of repeated behaviour. She is basically treating him like she's training a dog. Then nothing. Just like every other time. I grumble silently and slump in my seat. Is this even working? My chin nearly touches my desk as I sink into my laptop. This is old Voix's fault. I'm going to send him something mean on Roller. I sit up and click the shortcut I have, instantly taking me to the site. Once I see the link to Voix's blog, I click and prepare to write my jeering complaints. However, I should have known I'd be distracted by his blog. He's found pictures of these really cool old-fashioned dining scenes with jukeboxes and ice cream floats. I start going for his blog, distracting myself with his thoughts, and soon I forget why I even went in the first place. That's right, I was going to complain to him. I should probably make sure no one's about to read what... I look over my right shoulder to see Darren staring intently back. Once our eyes meet, he flinches away, and I cock my brow. Was he looking at me? Or was he looking at my laptop screen? Almost as if he's somehow interested in Voix for some reason. Wait. Hey Darren, do you use Roller? I notice his eyebrows rise as though he's recognised the name. I immediately leap from my seat. I think I found a way into the bubble. So is that a yes? I grab my laptop and slide my desk out of the way with my foot so I can stand next to Darren's. I'm so excited that I nearly shove my screen in his face and he reels back to keep some distance. I don't know what accent I'm supposed to give Darren, by the way. I'm assuming from the fact Nicole hasn't put 2 and 2 together, Darren isn't actually British. He just kind of has a British persona online, which means 2 of my boyfriends are just randomly pretending to be someone they're not, in some ways. In his day-to-day life, Jeff pretends to be someone he's not. And, and meanwhile, Darren goes home in the evening and pretends to be an eccentric OTT British person online. Which is fine. Maybe I'm pretending to be an eccentric OTT British person online. Maybe I'm actually an American introvert. Plot twist. Many a true plot twist. I think I'm going to give him the British accent anyway, actually. I immediately back off as I notice how uncomfortable I'm making him. This isn't cool. I can't get in his face like this. Sorry, I've just never met anyone else who uses Roller before. Well, offline at least. So when it looked like you knew what I was doing, I got kind of carried away. I probably just jumped to conclusions anyway. I bet he doesn't even know what I'm talking about. He hesitates, like he's trying to find the right way to word something. I use Roller too. pinch me. Wow, really? I feel the excitement from before returning. I awkwardly position my laptop in the crook of my arm so I can manoeuvre over to my blog instead of Voix's. This is mine. I place the laptop on the table so we can take a look. Darren leans over and seems to stiffen in place as he glances over my blog. I'm not sure if that's a good sign. Oh, it's because he... Oh, for goodness sake, Nicole. Nicole! I usually just blog about clothes, cool pics, superheroes. It's pretty girly, so I get if this isn't your thing. I shift from foot to foot as Darren silently scrolls through my blog. I'm starting to feel self-conscious. It's like I'm letting him probe through my brain. So what do you think? I peer expectantly at him over my laptop. Good? Bad? Should I just delete now? I like it. He pauses again, struggling with his words. Finally, he takes a deep, almost resigned breath. I already follow you. Okay, wait, what? I let out an embarrassed squeal. You can't be serious. No way. That's honestly flattering. Which is your blog? I'm not the kind of girl who follows for a follow, but maybe well, okay. Okay, Nicole, you have just gone up in my expectation, because if you're not the sort of person who follows for follows or subs for subs, then good for you, because bloody hell, I can't stand those people. But maybe Darren runs a blog I like. Would you like to see? Duh, I'd love to see it. Darren's fingers zip across my trackpad as he tries to find his blog. After a moment, he makes a satisfied sound. Here we are. As he turns my laptop back around, he glances away as his face flushes. I'm staring at Voix's blog again. Wait, is he saying that? You've got to be. Huh? No? Oh my gosh, Voix? Darren offers a weak smile and a nod in my direction. Yeah, it's me. I didn't think we'd meet like this, Hort. Oh, did he not know before either? I flipping assumed he already knew. I assumed it was only Nicole that was an idiot. So all this time, the guy I thought was miles away was sitting right next to me in class. I don't know how to feel right now. Like, of course I'm happy, but at the same time, oh man, does this mean I complained about Darren to his own face? I'm so sorry. What are you talking about? About other things I said. I had no idea I was whining about you to yourself. It's fine. You weren't malicious, just honest. Truth be told, I was already aware of everything you mentioned to me. But I still feel bad about it. It's nothing to feel terrible about. Maybe it should be me who's apologising. Darren glances away and shuffles uncomfortably in his seat. His voice gets even quieter than it was before. I had my suspicions ever since the day you asked for advice. Of course, I wasn't certain. It could have just been coincidence, but it became increasingly clear as the days passed that this was not the case. I'd never met anyone so determined to speak to me. Then I recalled the advice I gave Porter. Add that to the fact your name is Nicole, and it's actually really obvious. Yes, Nicole, it is. Wow, this is embarrassing. It's not like I was trying to hide my offline persona from my online one, but yeesh, I need to learn how to be more discreet. Wait, so why didn't you say anything? I'm not that good at expressing myself verbally. I wasn't sure how I would broach the subject without turning it awkward. Well, that ship's kind of sailed, huh? My meagre attempt at humour does nothing to make Darren laugh. It's a shame. I know I'm not much like my online persona. Not really, no. Darren laughs ruefully in face of how blunt I am. Funny how I make him laugh only when I'm trying to be serious. So now that you've met me in person, what do you think? Okay. It doesn't change anything. Are you seriously that worried? Definitely not what I was... It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a thing. I'm not thinking anything different about you. We're friends. That's awfully nice of you to say, and I truly do appreciate the sentiment, but it's quite clear, at least subconsciously, your view of me has changed. You're not talking to me like you usually do. You took a few steps back once you found out who I was. That's because I was really surprised. I understand, but those are still signs. I don't think you can say we're completely unaffected by this reveal. I can't argue with him there. Then I'll get to know how you are offline too. I want to. How many times do I have to say we're friends until you get it? But, I mean, aren't you disappointed with me? I surely must be below expectations. I scoff and brush away his concerns. Oh, please, like nobody else ever is. Look at me. I must be way more spastic. Oh, God, she's using that word again. I must be... I must be way... I'm not saying it. I must be way more of a spanner than I am online. Yep, you are. I point at my head. It's hard to filter your thoughts on the spot. Darren bobs his head fervently. That's why I try to work out what I'm going to say in advance. I used to have a hard time talking, but I tend to go faster the more I get to know someone. Well, not saying that we don't know each other. Relax, I get what you're saying. No need to freak. Sorry. He sheepishly fiddles with the tip of his bangs and looks away. He wasn't lying when he said he had a hard time talking. If he really is voice, though, and not just pulling my leg, then I'm sure he'll be his eloquent self in no time. I think. Darren, you mind if I do something? What is it? Can I hug you? What? Well, that comes out of bloody left field. I mean, fine, but for someone who clearly has issues about personal space and intimacy and so forth, it's a bit forward, Nicole. Darren's cheek flushed in response to my question. Pardon? What did you say? We've been friends on Roller for a while now, and we're meeting offline. Don't you think this calls for a hug? Come on. Darren goes all wide-eyed and he shoves his palms out. And everyone's just randomly waving their arms in this game. Oh, as if he's going to push me away. No, absolutely out of the question. It would not be appropriate. What? Come on, just like a side hug at least. I'm really sorry, Horta. I'm not too keen with hugs. Any physical contact, really. I slump my shoulders in defeat. Fine. Sorry I asked, sheesh. You have to follow my other request, though. Stop calling me Horta. My real name's Nicole. You've got to know that by now. Nicole. He says it experimentally, as though my name produces an unknown taste on his tongue. Very well, Nicole. I can do that. Sweet! I'm guessing that's supposed to be pronounced sweet. But so, yep, that's what we're going for. This makes it official. We're now roller friends, both off and online. Darren manages a small, embarrassed smile. I suppose this is an occasion worthy of a post. You know it. I smack my lips as I reach over and flick the space in front of him. Pop! What did you do? I did what you just told me to. I found a way into your bubble. Into my... Oh. Darren nervously readjusts his glasses and glances at the desk next to us. Well, if everything is settled, perhaps you could return to your seat? Oh, yeah, sure. I have stuff I need to look over anyway. I force myself to laugh and smile. When I turn my back and head to my desk, I silently let loose a small sigh. I guess I'm not as deep into the bubble as I thought. I take a look back at Darren flipping through the pages of his notebook. Curly black hair, thin glasses, nice smile. Yeah, I can actually see Voight's having these things. But the personality's way off, I'll admit it. Part of me wonders if the Voight I knew was an act put on by Darren. Could the person I admired actually not be who I thought he was? Ugh. I dismiss those thoughts with a shake of my head. No, that doesn't matter. I meant it when I said I wanted to know Darren's offline self. And if he doesn't turn out to be anything like Voight's, well, I'll just have to adapt. That's what friends do. I've been staring at Darren so long that it surprises me he only notices now. Caught in the act, I shyly offer a smile to Darren and shrug. He silently slumps with a good-natured sigh, but offers one back. It's a small one, but whatever. It's definitely a start. Oh, I didn't get any increased reputation with him, though. Maybe I should not have gone with that. Maybe I should have gone for something else in that case. And as we reach the weekend, I think I'm going to call it another part there. We have got ourselves a job, and we have got a little bit closer to some people. Oh, God, Jeff, though. Oh, flipping God, Jeff, though. That's. I kind of want to date him more now. I know that he's actually a mad scientist. That's kind of wonderful. But okay, fine. We'll pick this up soon. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Benny Trudeau. This has been the delightfully overdramatic and mad Nicole. I just love doing this. It's such a relaxing series for me to do. It's very quick and easy to put out, and I do enjoy kind of going through this utterly mental format. But yes, that is enough for this part. In the meantime, yes, I've been John. This has been Benny Trudeau, and this has been Nicole. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Down, get off it. Just hop off. Oh no, that was wrong. I would untie and save you, you understand, but there is a hovercraft. I really hope the bear's not still around. The bear is still around. The bear's still around. The bear's still around. Good news, guys. Elephants here. Hey!